Good afternoon, children. Today we are going to start part 2 of lesson 5. In the previous video, we have discussed regarding the Himalayan rivers, peninsular rivers, and the surface flow and ground flow of the water usage. All these we have discussed in the previous video. And in this video, we'll be discussing regarding the Tungabhadra river basin, how the water is useful for the people and what are the problems of the Tungabhadra river. All these we are going to discuss. And even the Hiware Bazaar, it is one of a place in Western Ghats region. So regarding that, we are going to discuss in this video. Before starting the video, everyone open your textbook and get ready for the lesson. Because if you open your textbook, you can understand it very easily. So get ready with the textbook by opening page number 63 in your textbook. Now let us start the video. Water use in Tungabhadra river basin. Tungabhadra river. So you children have already heard regarding this Tungabhadra river. It is the largest tributary of Krishna river and it flows into Karnataka and Andhra Pradesh. So this river has originated in Western Ghats and it have a catchment area of almost 71,417 square kilometer. What is this catchment area? Catchment area means how far this river will be flowing, and that is called as catchment area. In this 71,417 square kilometers, 57,671 square kilometers are in Karnataka and the remaining is in Andhra Pradesh. So it has Tungabhadra basin has two parts, the upper and the middle catchment. It is in Karnataka and the lower portion of the catchment is in Andhra Pradesh. And mostly when we see this river, the coast of this river have a lot of forest areas, fallow lands, cultivable lands, permanent pastures, natural vegetation cover. So a lot of things will be there. But going on, the capacity of the Tungabhadra river water is completely decreasing. In your textbook, you can see the picture. So it is the Tungabhadra Dam construction which was happened in the year 1952. The dam was constructed and at that time the storage capacity of the dam is very good. It have the storage capacity of 3766 million cubic meters. But now it was completely decreased. In this 50 years to 55 years of age, it was completely decreased because of lot of things: rampant felling of the trees, mining activities, forest degradation. All these are the many of the things which has completely made the dam to lose its storage capacity. Because in the upper catchment, when the trees fell down, the leaves, the branches, everything will become and they will be stored in the reservoir itself, near the dam itself. Because of that, the storage level of the water is going on decreasing. And even debris, soil erosion, mining, dust, and everything will be accumulated near the dam itself. So once you imagine, the level of the dam will be 1, and upon that completely the debris and everything was accumulated. So the water storage level has completely decreased. So now the water level is decreased now. So water storage is not at all properly there in Tungabhadra dam. So the reasons are rampant felling of trees, mining activities, and many of the other reasons are there. What I said before, like soil erosion, debris. Debris means the waste products. Everything will be accumulated there. The dam lost its storage capacity. I already said about 50 years ago, the capacity of the reservoir was 3766 million cubic meters. Now the reservoir has lost its storage capacity by as much as 849 million cubic meters. So if you see in page number 64, first paragraph, second line. No proper mining standards are followed in iron ore extraction. Karnataka have a rich sources of iron ore. Okay, and manganese is also available there. So no proper mining standards were followed there. Without any proper standards, they have mined this iron ore, and after mining, lot of water, debris, everything will be there. All this was completely mixed into the Tungabhadra river itself. So the mining of iron ore at Kundarmukh and manganese in Sandur has seriously affected the stability of the catchments in the form of soil erosion and siltation of several reservoirs, traditional tanks and Tungabhadra reservoir. Because of this only, there is a lot of conflicts between Karnataka and Andhra Pradesh. The water which was coming from the upper level to lower level to Andhra Pradesh, the water is not at all in a purified stage. It have a lot of pollutant agents. So we are getting this water to Andhra Pradesh in a very bad condition. So there is a lot of conflicts between Karnataka and Andhra Pradesh government in the usage of this Tungabhadra water also. And there are 27 functioning large industrial units and 2543 small units in this river basin. So in the river basin of this Tungabhadra, there are lot of industrial units are also there. So what is happening here? The industries releases a lot of pollutant and chemical agents into this water itself, and because of this the water is getting polluted. So lot of things are there which is completely making this Tungabhadra water completely getting into a pollutant agents. So the government should take a lot of precautions. Government has taken, and they have said that lot of molasses discharges in 1984 they have stopped it, but it was only for a short period of time, and after that again it was continued until today. There is a lot of problem with the Tungabhadra water. So let us hope that in future this problem will be solved. So this is the present Tungabhadra dam. In the picture you can see that in your textbook it is at the constructing time, and now this is the complete picture after completing. So this is at the time of construction in 1952. Now let us move to the other topic. In your textbook, open page number 65. Rational and equitable use of water. An example. So here is a case study of one of a place called as Hiware Bazaar. So here how they have used the water. Actually this place is in Western Ghat region, and in this region there is no proper rainfall because this region is in rain shadow region. They won't have any proper rainfall at all. But even though this place was selected under Adarsh Gram Yojana by the Maharashtra government, because they have utilized the water what they have in a proper way, and so this was selected for the Adarsh Gram Yojana. And soil and water conservation works were implemented on common lands and on private grasslands. So what are the lands are there? The complete village was using it in a very proper way. They did not wasted any single part of the land also. So the what are the water resources they have, that they have used it in very proper way. Continuous counter trenches were dug on the hill slopes. So, what are these continuous counter trenches? The water will be flowing from one part of the land to the other part. Like you people have known about step cultivation and all. So, there will be some sort of drains, and the water won't be wasted at all. It will be used by the next land also. So, this is the picture. If you open page number 66 in your textbook, you can see this picture also. So before how it is and afterwards how it was changed, that you can see in this picture. Before, the land was very vacant and people have started struggling for the development. And in the last picture of the first row, you can see that how the greenery was there. In the second row, you can see continuous counter trenches. So they started digging the drains, how the water can be used for the agriculture purpose. Then in the last picture, third picture, you can see that of the first, second row only. So how the greenery is there. The water will be useful for the agriculture purpose. As the water resources are very less, so what are the resources are there, that they are utilizing it in a very proper way. And in the last two pictures, if you see, it is a completely hilly area and they have planted it and made it into a greenery way. So with this, they can store some sort of water when there is a short amount of less amount of rainfall, and that water will be absorbed by the soil if there is a greenery. If there is some sort of grass or plants, the water can be stored there. So all these things they have done, and they made it in a very proper way. And this is the complete hilly area what they have changed. So there was some preconditions set up for the selection of villages also. So government has decided some sort of preconditions. What are those? Most important were the four bandis. The name spelling was wrong, children, just change it. It is Bandis. T is not there. Or bands made famous by the Ralagon Siddhi experience. So Ralagon Siddhi is a one of a village in Maharashtra only, and by that this Hivare Bazaar also followed some four bandis. Bandis means bans. What they have followed? First one, Kurat Bandi. It is ban on felling trees. No one should cut the trees. Charai Bandi, ban on free grazing. So, what are the forestries there? You people have learned in 8th standard social forestry and reserve forest. Reserve forest means completely it will be under the control of government. Into those forest areas, the free grazing is not at all possible. They have banned it. And next one is Nasbandi. It is family planning. So once upon a time, people used to give birth for the more number of children, but that was controlled. Only the family should have only 2 or 3 children. So they have controlled the population also by using family planning methods. And next one, Nasha Bandi, ban on liquor. So liquor is completely banned here. By using these four bans, completely this village was selected under Adarsh Gram Yojana. So one more important point of this Adarsh Gram Yojana Hivare Bazaar, they started cultivating the crops which are not at all completely depend upon rainfall. So which can grow with less water. Such a type of crops like onions, potatoes, some sort of fruits and flowers, wheat. Such a type of crops they have used to cultivate it. And all the people will be involving there in the agriculture and non-agricultural activities also. Because of that, employment is also generating in Hivare Bazaar. So this area was selected for the Adarsh Gram Yojana. Next topic, water as common pool resource. So what is the meaning of common pool resource? It is that everyone can use it. It is not meant for a one single person. I can't say that the underground water under my house is meant only for me, because the water will be in a flowing way. It will be moving from one place to another place. We can't say that this belongs to me personally. So it should be useful for everyone, and that is only called as common pool resource. All of you open page number 69 in your textbook. There is a case study. If you see the second paragraph, let us see the dispute over water use between the Perumatti Gram Panchayat and Coca-Cola Company in Kerala. So in Kerala, there is a Gram Panchayat called as Perumatti Gram Panchayat, and at that moment, a Coca-Cola company was started there. So there is a lot of clash in between these two. What is that? Just see this paragraph. The Panchayat decided not to renew the license for extraction of water because of the lowering of the water table in neighboring areas. There was also decreasing water quality to the extent that the local government primary health center had concluded that the water was not fit for drinking. The issue was brought to the courts and is now pending in Supreme Court as on January 2014. So, what did you understand by this, children? The Coca-Cola company is extracting a lot of water because it is a soft drink company. For the manufacturing of the product, it needs a lot of water. So the underground water is extracted and is using for the preparation of the Coca-Cola. And the chemicals which were released out after preparation of the drink, everything was again sent to the sent to the ground only. So, when the chemicals are again mixing into the groundwater got polluted. So, the primary health center has concluded after testing this water, they said that this water is not at all fit for drinking purpose. So, the people of this village, completely Perumatti Gram Panchayat, they filed a case on Coca-Cola company that the license of this company should not be renewal. And as on 2014, the judgment was not at all given. So in the High Court, first they have filed the case, and after that it went to the Supreme Court. So how the judgment was given in Kerala High Court, that we'll be seeing now. The two decisions given by judges in Kerala gave two opposing views of underground regulation. So two judges gave two different opinions. What the first judge given? The first judge found that groundwater is a public resource meant for all, and that the state has a duty to protect it against excessive exploitation. So what the first judge said, that groundwater is a public resource and is meant for all the people, and also it is the duty of the government to protect it against excessive exploitation. Without using more, the government should protect it. Additionally, the judge made that the link that drinking water is a priority. So first preference should be given for the drinking water only. This is the judgment given by the first judge. What about the second judge? The second judge took a completely different perspective and asserted that primacy of landowners' control over groundwater. So what the second judge said, that underneath the land, if it is my land, underneath this land, what is the groundwater is there, I'll have a lot of rights upon this groundwater. So that the second judge said, but it is not up to the conditions. So these two contradictory conditions illustrate the confusion over our laws today. So there is a lot of confusion upon the laws which was made by the constitution. So there is again this case completely went to the Supreme Court. As on 2014, this was pending, but now the judgment was given and the Coca-Cola company in this area was closed also. They said that the water is first important for the drinking purpose, and the people life is very important compared to the companies, and so they have given the judgment that the company should be closed. So this is regarding the judgment which was given by this Supreme Court. So this is a issue which was made in the Perumatti Gram Panchayat in Kerala and the Coca-Cola company issue. So this is regarding the lesson, children. Completely water, how the water is very useful for the people, that we have discussed in this lesson. And the assignment part, I'll be giving it separately tomorrow in the group, so you write that. And meet you in next video, children. Thank you.